Mike Cardano with Roto Experts and the Fantasy Sports Network here with you to talk about what we learned in fantasy football from Week 2 of the NFL. Now, the first thing we learned was that while Adam Schefter was 75% sure that Brandon Marshall was not going to play last night, he neglected to tell us that Marshall was 25% likely to score 3 touchdowns. And after 8 receptions for 117 yards and a touchdown, we learned why the 2-0 Buffalo Bills traded up for a healthy Sammy Watkins. We learned that although everyone complained about Cam Newton's health and his lack of weapons to throw to before the season started, causing his ADP to drop like a rock, Newton has enough sure-handed, competent weapons to move the chains and be fantasy relevant. We learned that, as suspected, Giovanni Bernard is in fact a very, very valuable PPR running back. We learned that despite claims by some that the New Orleans Saints have a top 5 defense this season, they don't. We learned that you don't have to be nervous about starting Stephen Ridley because he produces when he's in, until he fumbles again. We learned that the Giants are bad, really bad, and it's hard to use any of their players in fantasy at this point with any real conviction. We learned that you should listen to me sometimes because I was right in telling you that you can't play just any quarterback who plays against the Dallas Cowboys and expect fantasy success. Streaming Jake Locker didn't work. We learned that Kirk Cousins is better for the Washington team and he's better for your fantasy team than RG3, even when they're both healthy. We learned that rumors of Antonio Gates' demise was greatly exaggerated, and the Chargers created a blueprint on how to attack and dissect the Legion of Bust. We learned that Jamal Charles owners are about as happy as Adrian Peterson owners right now. We learned that if you stacked Aaron Rodgers, Jordy Nelson, and Randall Cobb, you did good. We learned that Arian Foster was just messing with us when he told us he wasn't healthy this preseason. And finally, we learned that Ray Rice, Adrian Peterson, and Greg Hardy have all been officially ruled out of the NFL Man of the Year voting. Now, we've got the Eagles in Indianapolis to take on the Colts tonight, and I'm thinking there's going to be a shootout. So if you've got players going in these games and you have a shot to win your week, well, you just might be able to pull one out of the fire. Now, if you've got questions for me for Week 3, shoot me a note on Twitter at Mike Cardano, and I'll see if I can help steer you in the right direction. Enjoy the game tonight, everyone, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow on the Fantasy Sports Network.